Dark silence. Tension rising. Footsteps echo. David Langston had just returned from a grueling business trip. The sun blazed overhead as he pulled into his quiet suburban neighborhood. Still dressed in his formal suit, suitcase heavy in his hand, he walked toward the familiar front door of his home. Relief filled him. Finally, he was back. But before the key could even turn fully in the lock, red and blue lights exploded across the driveway. A patrol car screeched to a stop. The door slammed open. "Sir, step away from the house!" a police officer shouted, hand already hovering over his weapon. David froze, stunned. His own house, barricaded by flashing lights. This is my home," David said, his voice steady, but confusion heavy in his eyes. The officer didn't blink, didn't lower his hand. "Proof," he demanded sharply. With measured movements, David reached for his wallet. He pulled out his driver's license, his hand trembling slightly, not from guilt, but from disbelief. But the officer didn't even glance at it. Instead, he pressed the radio on his shoulder. "Backup requested. Possible intruder in progress." David's pulse quickened. His suitcase slipped from his grasp, hitting the ground with a dull thud. He could see how quickly this could spiral out of control. His own front yard, turning into a crime scene. Just then, a voice broke the tension. "Wait! That's David!" shouted a neighbor from across the street. "He lives there! We've been neighbors for more than 10 years!" Another voice joined in. Then, another. Soon, several neighbors stepped out of their homes, holding up their phones, recording everything. Their voices grew louder, sharper, undeniable. The officer's stance faltered. His hand lowered, the tension in the air thinning, but the humiliation was already carved deep. David stood tall, composed on the outside, yet shaken within. His homecoming had turned into a public spectacle. That night, the video spread like wildfire online. Millions watched. Millions shared. Millions debated. And David would never forget the moment he was treated like a stranger at his own front door.